evening, everybody, and welcome back to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, as we conclude Day 2 of the Tiger Purple and Gold Classic, sponsored by the LSU Tigers. Tonight, it's going to be Drake against LSU. Welcome into Tiger Park, everyone, with Hall of Fame coach Yvette Girard. I'm Lynn Rollins. LSU already has a shutout victory in the game preceding this one against Purdue, and it took Danica Coffey's RBI single in the second inning to get things going. She's been LSU's leading hitter this year.
Absolutely, and in the bottom of the third, you'll see Taylor Pleasance with a solo home run. Pleasance is starting to look like her all-world self.
Coffey comes back in the fourth inning with an opposite field RBI double off the warning track.
And then the number 2 hitter in the lineup, Sierra Briggs, with a 2-run home run. Here comes Shelby Sinceri with another 2-run home run to seal the deal, an 8-run rule victory against the Purdue Boilermakers.
3 home runs in the game, but Allie Kilponen didn't need much. She was sensational for the Tigers, winning for another time. She's got 6 victories now in 7 decisions.
Well, you saw all the pitches she threw, and look at that line score, Lynn. She was in complete control all day long.
No walks and 6 strikeouts, 8 runs, 8 hits, and no errors for the Tigers. A shutout victory against Purdue. Now we go to LSU and Drake, and here is Coach Rich Calvert in his 20th season, 531 career victories. He led the Bulldogs to back-to-back NCAA tournament appearances in 2018 and 2019. And Rich Calvert is the all-time winningest coach in Drake history. Shelby Sinceri is in the circle for LSU, the only senior on this roster out of Santa Fe, Texas, and she will hurl it for LSU.
You can see their line score there, and you know that she'll throw the drop ball. But Beth Torina says she can throw any pitch on any count, mixing speeds better this year and she leads the staff with that accomplishment.
19 strikeouts, only 7 walks. For the most part, LSU pitching has been very good in the control department this year. So Drake in the powder blue uniforms, and we are set to go. Johnson, Ryan Voltman, Laura Rice Koenig, and then Arias, Beitzinger, and Lehman. Conditions remain nice for softball, much opposed to yesterday.
Yep, Drake is saying this is much more like what we wanted to play in.
Georgia Clark gobbles that up at first base and turns it into an out. Macy Johnson is retired on a 3 unassisted put out to first base.
And right away you see that drop ball gets that ground ball out.
Newland and Briggs and Rudity are in the outfield for LSU. Newland caught the first game. Coffey and Pleasance on the left side of the infield. Peterson and Clark return to the right side. And Morgan Cummins is catching Shelby Sinceri.
The Tigers are just filling up the strike zone today. Working ahead, making Beth Torina very happy calling those pitches in the dugout.
Almost every one of Allie Kilponen's first pitches in the first game were strikes. She was consistently getting ahead of everybody at a very high level.
They say hitting is contagious. Let's see if pitching is contagious.
Libby Ryan, the 1-1 pitch, a little bit off the mark. Brian Crochette is calling balls and strikes. Chris Tahanika is at first base, and Jason Kemper is the third base umpire. There's a scorcher up the middle for a base hit as Libby Ryan is able to squirt that one through. She's now 2 for 10 in the tournament.
Yeah, I think that was a screwball that did not angle her in. It was just right over the plate.
Here's Voltman, who has had 9 at-bats over the last couple of days with 3 base hits, including a double, and she's driven in a couple of runs. Sinceri fills up the strike zone with the first pitch.
Sinceri had a little bit of trouble last night with her pitches being too good.
LSU last night beat Drake 12-4. One ball, 1 strike on Voltman.
Drake took that early 4-1 lead.
Drake has played 3 games in the tournament without a victory.
That looked like a hit and run there, but you don't see very often in this game.
This team from Des Moines, Iowa, of course, has been hampered by snow, ice, cold weather, wind. And this is really one of the very few times they've been outdoors in decent conditions this year. Drake is a private school of about 5,000 students. The 2-2 pitch to Voltman with Ryan at first base. There's the changeup. It's a little bit away.
Coach Calvert over there, old school, with just doing the signals. No scorecards, signal cards on any player's hands.
3-2 pitch on its way. Swing and a miss, and the throw down to second base is not in time, so a strikeout. But Ryan is able to steal second and put herself in scoring position with 2 outs.
And the runner was going the whole way. Good pitch by Sinceri.
Catcher number 31, Alexia Lara.
So 2 outs, and Ryan at second, and here's Alexia Lara, the catcher. A foul at the plate. Ryan has stolen her second base of the year. She's at second base with 2 outs. Laura is hit by a pitch, and so first base is now filled with runners at second and first, and a couple of base runners in the initial at bat for Drake.
Trying to go with a drop ball inside.
That got in on the back foot of Laura. And here is Michaela Rice, who is 3 for 7 in the tournament with 2 runs scored. All of her hits have been singles.
Came right back with the outside drop ball. Steer with the step. In and out.
Ryan at second. Lara on first. 2 outs. Top of the first inning. Swing and a miss. A late cut on a pitch by Shelby Sinceri.
Can throw that ball right over the plate, but it's got to move. And it did.
That off-speed pitch fades away from the right-handed batter. Laura does not wear Rice does not wear batting gloves. She stands even with the plate on the right side, and that's a little bit inside. The count is even at 2. 2 outs, 2 on. Top of the first, Drake and LSU. That burns the outside edge for a called third strike. A pair of strikeouts in the inning by Shelby Sinceri as Drake gets a couple of base runners and could not do anything with it. We move on to the bottom of the first. The Tigers are coming to the plate in the final game of the day. Drake got a couple of base runners in the first, but Shelby Sinceri was able to work out of trouble, and the Tigers will take their cuts here in the bottom of the first inning and face Nicole Timmons.
We're going to see a rise, curve, and a changeup. And yesterday against Purdue, you see that she threw 6 innings. Tigers got 6 hits, 3 earned. She had 6 Ks. She did well until about, the 5th inning? Got herself in a little bit of trouble.
Danica Coffey, Sierra Briggs, and Taylor Pleasance, the first 3 hitters, and Coffey picks on the first pitch and grounds it to the left side. It's an out at first base. Coffey, the leading hitter for the Tigers. Briggs is next, and Pleasance is coming on Pleasance has had more hits this weekend than she had the entire season coming into yesterday.
Well, she's too good a player to have the stats that she did. You knew it was just a matter of time that she could get out of a little bit of the funk she was in.
Briggs had a good first game. She has been on base in every game this year for LSU. So that's 14 straight. Let's go back and look at the late game Sierra Briggs home run as she belts it 4 rows up into the center field bleachers. A 2-run home run for her first of the year. She gets the bunt down, and there is no chance. Briggs is already across the bag by the time the third baseman was able to put the ball in her glove.
Only chance she might have had is if the ball would have been foul. Of course, if you're waiting for it to go foul, Briggs might be standing on second. It had a lot of spin. I'm thinking it might have gone foul. Either way, base hit for Briggs.
So Briggs immediately continues her on-base streak. And here's Pleasance. Pleasance coming into the tournament was 4 for 33 at the plate. She's 5 for 10 with a couple of home runs in this weekend's play.
Batting .500 over 2 days. So I was about to say lift that batting average a lot, but it still can't be right?
Let's go back and look at the Taylor Pleasance home run as she got a pitch around the knees and just drove it hard into the center field bleachers.
She went down to get that pitch. Dropped that barrel and drove it.
She hits this sharply to the right side. There's a play by the second baseman at first. So Lehman to Voltman for the out, and Briggs moved to scoring position.
First baseman, number 25, Georgia Clark.
Now with 2 outs, it's Georgia Clark with an RBI opportunity.
Good rise ball. Just nice and tall and stays compact. That ball just keeps rising.
It started below the belt and then
started as a strike.
Wound up above the letters. That's exactly the way you want to throw it.
Absolutely. And that looked like a good pitch right there. And Timmons kind of just looked at blue.
Clark hitting .275. She's hit 4 out of the ballpark.
And that one was out of the zone. Complete difference. That always looked like a ball out of the hands.
Clark is hitting .361 with runners in scoring position. Or LSU as a team is hitting .361 with runners in scoring position in the tournament. So that's a much better output than in some recent games in Florida.
A lot of spin on that rise ball for Timmons. She doesn't throw it particularly hard.
The 3-1 pitch is there for a strike.
I don't know if that's a low rise or a screwball. We'll call that a low rise. Let's see. Either or.
Here's the 3-2 pitch with 2 gone in the bottom of the first. Hit out to left field. Rice coming on and makes the catch. So Briggs is left at second base. She had an infield hit and moved up on a ground ball. We are scoreless as we go to the second. Drake and LSU in the final action of day 2. And it's not even a full moon. There we go.
Oh.
There we go. Take that hat off. That's getting into it. You see the Mardi Gras beads. Fat Tuesday coming up in a few days. And then on to the Lenten season.
As we repent. Sounds like we're in church right now.
Do you have a lot on your list this year?
To repent?
Mm-hmm.
Leading off the second inning.
I try to be a good person.
Third baseman.
It's not what I asked you.
Yeah, we're all sinners, Lynn.
Oh, indeed.
All right, getting back to the softball game. I know Beth Torino wants Shelby Sinceri to have a good outing here because I think it's established that Kilponen is the number one.
Mm-hmm.
Need to find that number two before SEC starts.
This hugs the line for a while and then curls off foul off the bat of Carrie Koenig.
You got Sinceri, you got Wickersham, you got the freshman Chafin. I mean, in reality, I think you're looking at, for now, those three, Sinceri and Wickersham and Kilponen, toting most of the innings. There's a good start.
That's the third strikeout for Shelby Sinceri. One thing Tiger pitchers have done pretty well, at least certainly Sinceri and Kilponen, and they have not issued many bases on balls this year.
No. Gives you a chance to field a ball and make an out. We got no chance with a free pass.
That's thrown hard, but it's outside.
It's a drop ball that's at 65 miles an hour. Used to be just Jenny Finch that threw a drop ball hard and harder than that. Now there's so many people that throw that hard.
Kilponen has walked only 7 in 41 innings. Sinceri has walked 7. Wickersham has walked 7, but that's come in only 14 innings. That's too much.
Ooh, look at that changeup. A little flip change.
Arias at the plate. She's the designated player. This is only her second at bat in the tournament. She had a base hit yesterday and drove in a couple of runs.
Sinceri, that two-way player that the bat never comes out of the lineup. Only a Tiger on the team in that situation. Where she pitches, she's not pitching, she'll hit.
Beitzinger is on deck. There's that way tantalizing change.
I'd say that sucker's working today.
That thing is coming up there like a frisbee.
And then it just, bloop.
Arias could have swung again. She
Strike
was
one.
so far out in front of it.
I think she could have gotten strike 2. Strike 1, strike 2. She could have gotten 2 swings in on that pitch.
Strikeout number 4 for Sinceri and 3 in a row. Here's Beitzinger. Spelled B-E-I-T-Z-I-N-G-E-R and pronounced Beitzinger. Out of Pittsburgh, Kansas. Aubrey is 0 for 2 in the tournament. This is her second start.
So far, Sinceri's far sharper in this inning.
The 1-1 pitch. High and tight.
As Beth Torina has said, she can throw any pitch, alternate speeds.
Kilponen threw a 2-hit shutout and faced only one batter over the minimum. In the first game, it was 8-0 LSU beating Purdue in 5 innings.
Here's an interesting fact. You know how Beth Torina found Allie Kilponen?
Tell it to me.
TJ Hushmanzada, the dad of the 2 Hushmanzada girls, told her about her. Said, why don't you come and watch this girl pitch?
That's a nice tip.
Yep. You get lucky like that a lot of times. I found a lot of good players, All-Americans, when I was looking at another player and they were playing in the game. Just got lucky. Saw them.
I actually had a Yankee scout talk to me when I was in high school playing. He wanted to know who the pitcher was. I was catching. He came to me after the game, introduced himself as the Yankee scout. I just about levitated. And he said, look, can you give me the name and the address of the pitcher who was throwing tonight? It was a very brief conversation.
Sort of like I was in right field in Lafayette and an FBI agent walked up and he says, I need to talk to you about one of your players, and I about had a heart attack.
I bet you did.
But she became an agent. But I thought somebody was in big trouble.
So he was asking you to vouch for her.
Correct. But I started to stumble and mumble and sweat.
No speaker English.
Sweat.
Three balls, no strikes. Yeah, you should have started speaking French. That might have bought you a little time anyway.
Just took
3-0 to Lehman.
Wallet out and flip that badge open.
Did you investigate it? I mean, you didn't just take it for granted. I mean, you didn't ask him to see it.
No,
the badge.
He showed it right away.
I know, but I mean, it was like flip it and close it. Did you say, sir, could I take a good look at that?
That's in the 90s, you know, when stuff was for real.
Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, a runner at first. Beitzinger will have an opportunity to lead with the pitch. Ground ball to Coffey. It's a fair ball. And the out is recorded at first base. So a 2-out walk to Beitzinger, but she's left aboard. Lehman bounces out 5-3, and we move on to the bottom of the second. We are scoreless. SEC preseason poll. Look at these players, or these teams in the top 10. That's how they're picked. God, my gosh. It's a murderer's row of teams right there. Alabama picked to win it. Florida, then Arkansas, LSU number 6. Pretty much during the regular season in the SEC, every series is at least the equivalent of a regional game, a regional championship game, if not a super regional championship game.
Yeah,
Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. Some of those coaches say it's harder to win the SEC than get to the World Series.
Sunseri pops it up off the handle of the bat, and it is grabbed by Nicole Timmons. And Yvette, we talked about this last night, but that's one of the reasons why pre-conference softball, by a lot of teams, shows no fear in scheduling. And you go back to that tournament that LSU participated in Florida last weekend, it's very likely most of those teams, if not all of them, will be in postseason play. It's very likely that they'll win a regional, win a super regional. Many of those teams are favored to get back to the College World Series. So you don't have to wait till May and June for top flight competition between the major schools. They take each other on and are glad to do it.
Well, look at Drake coming all the way from Iowa and getting some RPI points, and strengthening their schedule, putting them in an environment they can, compete in, preparing them for the rest of the schedule, rest of the season.
Rudity at the plate for the Tigers. She's 0 for 4 in the tournament, but she has scored 3 runs. We had a few hours of sunshine earlier this afternoon after overcast in the morning, but it is back overcast now, and there is rain scheduled for later tonight. I don't think it's going to be a problem in this game, but there is rain scheduled for later tonight and early tomorrow morning. And it's supposed to get a bit cooler.
That's what I said. Stick around tomorrow. It'll get cooler again.
Here's the 3-2 pitch to Mackenzie Rudity. A changeup, and it's launched into right field. That will be cut off on the warning track by the right fielder. Rudity stops at second base with a stand-up double. It's her second of the year.
Rudy waited back on that changeup, but Timmons didn't sell that pitch very well. She kind of held on to it and didn't believe in it and kind of gave it away.
That was a nice play by Beitzinger in right field to hold Rudity to a double.
Second double of the day for Mackenzie Rudity.
Now it's Morgan Cummins.
Catcher, number 26, Morgan Cummins.
Morgan Cummins had a day yesterday. I think that's the best day I've seen her have in a Tiger uniform.
Cummins had a couple of doubles that produced runs yesterday afternoon.
And she was solid behind the plate.
Yes, she was.
I think I threw a runner out at third and maybe 1 or 2 at second, but
Made some nice pickups on some
I think
nasty hot balls at her feet.
That was the best I've seen her play.
She looks locked in at the plate right now.
Yeah, low competition, sometimes good. Just kind of alternating with 2 other Tigers.
We've seen Kate Callan behind the plate. We have seen
Allie Newland.
Who is in left field tonight. Two balls, 2 strikes to Morgan Cummins.
Simmons has a good rise ball, but right now it's just out of the zone when the hitter is identifying it, so they're not swinging. That's a great pitch if you got 2 strikes.
LSU left Briggs at second base in the first inning. Rudity with a 1-out double is perched there right now.
Long ponytail.
Two-two pitch. Hit high and deep to left field. Will the ballpark hold it? Yes, it will. Michaela Rice backed up to the warning track and made the catch, and that was 1 spoonful of Wheaties away from a home run.
I didn't think it was getting out. She hit it well, but a little short.
Here's Hayden Brown getting an opportunity as the DP today.
Hayden Brown.
An off-speed pitch drifts in for a strike. This is only the third at bat for Hayden. She is 1 for 2 on the year. Brown with an RBI, and this one is lifted off the handle and grabbed by the first baseman for the out. So Hayden Brown pops up to Voltman. The Tigers leave a runner at second base, and we move on in a scoreless battle. Drake and LSU are going to the third. This is day 2 of the 3-day Purple and Gold Classic sponsored by LSU. It's the final game of the day. Drake and LSU in the third now with no score. With Yvette Girard, a 5-time College World Series coach and a softball Hall of Fame member. I'm Lynn Rollins. We are so pleased that you have chosen to spend some time with us.
Center fielder, number 1, Macy Johnson.
Macy Johnson representing the top of the order. Grounded out to first base last time. Hits it down to Pleasance. She bobbles it again, and an error on Taylor Pleasance, and that's a rarity on a routine ball.
That's the kind you just want to stomp on it because it just won't quit acting up in your hands.
2 hops right into the glove, and it just kind of rolled up the handle, or rather the heel of the glove, and then she bobbled it again when she tried to pick it up.
Happens to the best of them. Other thing, she's had a few more errors than normal.
Drake has had a base runner in every inning as we play in the gloaming here in Baton Rouge.
Me lucky charms.
A runner on the move, and Ryan tapped that one foul off the cap of the bat. She's played as a pull hitter on the left side. There's a big gap in right center field for Libby Ryan, who had a base hit last time. She starts with an exaggerated open stance and sends it popped up on the right side. Peterson squeezes it for the first out. There are 3 games tomorrow in the concluding day of the Purple and Gold Classic. Purdue and Drake play at 9. LSU and Purdue get together at 11:30 or so. And then LSU will play Stephen F. Austin at 2 o'clock or whatever time that final game starts, 30 minutes after the conclusion of the preceding one. So on the docket, 9, 11:30, and 2 o'clock tomorrow. Purdue and Drake in game 1, LSU and Purdue in game 2, LSU and Stephen F. Austin in game 3.
You would think. I didn't really look at their schedules. But
runner on the move, and the peg is on the third base side and tardy. And that's the 4th stolen base for Macy Johnson.
You would think that Drake and Purdue could meet a lot of times because relatively close in the Midwest. Although, you know, they travel so much out of conference, all of the Midwest and East teams, to get away from the weather. Not in the same conference.
Those 3 games tomorrow to wrap it up will represent games 9, games 10, and game 11. Everybody getting in plenty of softball here this weekend, and that's the whole purpose of gathering.
And good that they had a nice day today to enjoy the weather and compete in and be comfortable playing softball instead of just trying to merely exist.
That off-speed pitch is tipped foul by Baltman. Sunseri struck Emily out in the first inning. Johnson at second base. That's ripped into right field. Rudity comes up throwing. And Drake has scored the first run of the game on a single by Baltman, which divided Peterson and Clark. A hard hit ball on the ground to right. The RBI single, and Drake leads 1-0.
She looks like she took an outside pitch, too.
Baltman has moved up to second base on the throw. And here's Alexia Laura.
Whoa.
Peterson with a sensational catch. Gets up and throws back to third after the alert tag at second base. But Sydney Peterson makes one whale of a play, crossing into foul ground, and the freshman flashing some 24-karat gold leather.
Absolutely knew where that runner was, and I guess she tagged because I don't see LSU trying to appeal the play.
What a catch by Sydney Peterson. And Rice comes up and rips one into center field. She's sliding into second base, and she's there.
And Rice can scoot.
You betcha.
Same thing's happening to Sunseri. She's too many good pitches.
So Drake collects its second run of the inning. That's the first double of the year by Rice. And Drake has taken a 2-0 lead. Drake grabbed the lead yesterday early against LSU before the Tigers came bombing back and won it 12-4.
Excellent play by Peterson, but just goes to show you if you put your bat on the ball, things happen. She tagged from second to third, and then a base knock gets her in for a run. Yeah, there was a pop-up, but she moved the runner.
Koenig fouls it at the plate.
And that's really where Sunseri needs to buckle down. She just had a fantastic play. She can't give up that hit to score that run from third.
Both of these runs are unearned.
That's true. It started with the error.
And a piece of the outside corner is rubbed by that pitch. Koenig is called out on strikes, but Drake collects 2 in the inning on an RBI single by Baltman and an RBI double by Rice. We go to the bottom of Drake has broken through with a couple of runs in the third and has a 2-0 lead over LSU. It'll be Newland and Coffey and Briggs facing Nicole Timmons.
Kind of how last night started. The Tigers were down 4-1, and the wheels fell off of the out of the circle for Drake.
Newland was behind the plate in the first game. She's in left field tonight. That's a strike in the upper part of the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike on Allie Newland. Newland chases one that was elevated.
But see, she worked ahead, so she threw her that same rise ball just a little bit up, and Newland fished.
Newland has
climbed
had
the ladder.
She's had 6 at-bats in the tournament with 2 base hits, a couple of RBI, and a couple of runs scored.
Tried to climb it again, but not a usable pitch, too far out of the zone. The
2-2 pitch. dribbled up the first baseline and grabbed by Voltman, and she tags Newman for the out. So Newland is retired on the ground ball to the right side. The first baseman standing and waiting for Newland to come her way.
Third baseman, number 13, Danica Coffey.
Here's Coffey. She has hit safely in 12 straight games.
Coffey's routine is very quiet. Somebody with such fast twitch fibers. Look, she's real.
That's decaffeinated coffee.
What's going on here? We didn't do it. Everybody's looking up at the press box.
I think they're trying to shut the music off.
Oh.
I think there might have been a bit of a malfunction with the music running into
the game,
into play.
Never mind that we blare music the whole time at practice. But you just don't do it during the game. Good pitch.
2-1.
Timmons taking something off, came back down around the knees. How tall is Timmons? Do we know? She's a tall drink of water out there.
Yes, she is.
.5'11". She looks. She's getting close to 6 foot.
Rice waits for it to come her way in left field, and there are 2 outs.
Center fielder, number 88, Sierra Briggs.
LSU is down by 2. The run's coming in the top of this 3rd inning. Tigers, in the game preceding this one, got a 2-hit shutout from Allie Kilponen and 3 home runs, and turned back Purdue in 5 innings, 8-0. One ball, 1 strike on Briggs. Timmons is making her 2nd appearance in the tournament. She had a complete game loss, working 6 innings, giving up 6 hits and 3 runs. She walked 3 and she struck out 6. Briggs takes a walk away from the plate, a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Pleasance is on deck. Briggs already has an infield hit, which means she has reached base in every game this year. And this time she smashes it into left center field. It's cut off in front of the warning track, and Briggs quickly scoots to second base with a double. It's the first double for her. Actually the 2nd of the season and the 2nd double of the game for LSU. Rudity has the other.
Briggs doesn't miss a lot of the mistakes.
Shortstop, number 17.
And she is very economical around the base paths. Much better than average speed and a very alert, wisdom-laden base runner.
Beth Torina has such a good option between her and Coffee as to who goes 1 and 2. She can switch it around.
Here's Pleasance. Pleasance's first pitch swinging. She bounced out to the second baseman last time. She was 5 for 10 for the tournament prior to the first inning at bat. And her average has risen from the low hundreds to 205. She's had more hits this weekend than she had in all of the preceding games. Pleasance lays off that elevated pitch. 3 of her 6 runs driven in have come with 2 outs, and she has that opportunity right now.
Timmons lives with that rise ball.
This is lifted to right field. It's very playable. And squeezed by Beitzinger. So Briggs with a 2-out double, but she is left at second base. Tigers have left a runner at second in each of the first 3 innings. It's 2-0. Drake leads LSU. Drake picked up a couple of runs in the 3rd inning and will have a chance to extend its 2-0 lead here as we play in the top of the 4th on the final action of day 2 of the Purple and Gold Classic. Shelby Sunseri has struck out 5. The most she's ever struck out in a game was against Memphis in 2019 when she recorded 10 strikeouts.
She definitely likes her teal color. She's got a teal ribbon and teal glove, and of course Beth Torina has just really taken the teal awareness, raised a lot of money. It's another teal walk this year.
Arias belts that one out to Sierra Briggs. A pretty much routine play for LSU's center fielder, out number 1. Here's Aubrey Beitzinger.
Number 20, Aubrey Beitzinger.
Beitzinger swings and can't find it. Purdue and Drake at 9 tomorrow morning. LSU and Purdue at 11:30. LSU and Stephen F. Austin at 2. Two quick strikes on Beitzinger, who walked in the 2nd inning. That's the only base on balls surrendered by Sunseri to this point.
Everybody else will fly home. How far is it to drive to Nacogdoches from here? About 5-6 hours?
No, about 4.
From Baton Rouge.
Yep. Maybe 4.5 at the most.
Good rise ball by Sunseri. Mainly known as a drop ball pitcher, but it was a picture perfect rise ball there.
Second baseman, number 8, Haley Lehman.
Haley Lehman bounced out to 3rd last time. She runs up on it and takes it wide. Two and 0. Two outs, nobody on base. Lehman had only 2 at-bats in the tournament coming into this game. She was 0 for 2. So she is 0 for 3 for the weekend at this point. Sunseri needs to find the strike zone. It's a 3-1 count. Drake scored twice in the third. Johnson reached on an error by Pleasance. With 1 out, Voltman singled home Johnson, and then with 2 outs, Rice doubled home Voltman.
Senior needs to take control here.
The 3-2 pitch. Dribbled back to the circle. Out at first base as Sunseri picked it up and threw it overhand with some gusto.
I thought that was a base hit, but Sunseri, good job. Cat quick.
A 3-up, 3-down inning for the first time recorded by Shelby Sunseri. And we move to the bottom of the 4th. It's a 2-0 Drake lead over LSU.
Leading off the LSU half of the 4th inning.
Both teams have 3 hits, but Drake pushed across a couple of unearned runs in the third and leads 2-0 a bit. Let's look at the mound or the circle opponents tonight. You see the pitcher comparison there. Both are throwing pretty well. Timmons does not have a strikeout. Sunseri has 6. But as long as you get people out, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, she's kind of controlling them with that rise ball. You see she's getting a lot of pop-ups with that. And her defense is making plays, whereas the Tigers have kicked it around a little bit.
Laura handles that towering foul ball up near the screen on the left side. Clark is retired.
Pitcher number 27, Shelby Sunseri.
And here is Shelby Sunseri, who popped up to the pitcher last time. Rudity is on deck. LSU has had a base runner in the first on an infield hit by Briggs. A base runner in the second on a 1-out double by Rudity. And a base runner in the third on a 2-out double by Briggs. Two balls and a strike.
I mean, that's basically all she's thrown, her rise balls. I haven't seen too many changes. There we go. But she showed that one. And there it goes.
Indeed, there it goes. Shelby Sunseri saw that changeup coming and rips it over the left field wall. You can pucker up and kiss that baby goodbye.
Yeah.
A stream of milk out toward left field on the changeup. She stayed back on it and deposits it into the left field bleachers for home run number 6.
Yeah, Timmons held on to that ball and just kind of floated it in there. And credit Shelby, she jumped on the mistake and it was gone.
Shelby Sunseri touches the plate for the 6th time this year to complete a home run. And the Tigers now trail by 1.
And she's got the home run chain, I guess you call that. And Timmons said she's pitched well up until this point. So
yes, she has.
She's got to just have a short-term memory here. She'd be better off leaving that changeup short than...
Here's Rudity, who has a double. Shelby Sunseri, solo home run in the 6th with 1 out, has cut the lead in half. Drake by 1 now.
She doesn't get him to really K a lot with that rise ball, but she does get a lot of pop-ups.
Well, there have been 6 fly ball outs so far.
Rudy did a good job there. She laid off of that one. And the Tigers have been swinging at that pitch. And
Actually, 7 fly ball outs.
That's what you want with a rise ball pitcher, that or the big K.
Rudity draws a base on balls with 1 out. That's the first walk from Timmons. She has not damaged herself with Charity.
And that was really the undoing for Drake last night. They couldn't throw the ball over the plate. Too many walks, free passes.
Here's Morgan Cummins, who flied out to left field last time. Cummins hasn't played every day, but she's got a healthy batting average at .385 right now, and we've got a timeout on the field as Drake will gather in the circle. And LSU has an offensive huddle on the third base side. The umpires are getting a new crop of softballs. So the defensive huddle is over. The offensive huddle breaks up. In all the years that you coached, did you ever hear any good one-liners when you would bring your team together? Did anybody ever offer something to just, a little levity?
They were too scared to speak.
Well, did you offer any levity?
I thought you were going to ask if I had any.
Did you offer any levity?
Sure. Told them it wasn't the Barnum and Bailey circus out here, and they all looked at me like, who's Barnum and Bailey?
Of course. Of course.
I think it was at the time when we might have been kicking the ball around a little bit.
That's away, 2-1.
Nah, that's not true. There was one. Somebody told the pitcher that they needed to, that told the catcher they needed to clean up their eyebrows a little bit. That was kind of a good one.
This is popped up, and the third baseman takes charge. A little bit of indecision on the left side, but the third baseman, Koenig, was there. So, Yvette, true to your prediction, that's the 8th fly ball out already.
Well, she doesn't throw it super hard, but the ball's got to be spinning right because she's, she just doesn't have that to get it past them for the big Ks.
But if you get the fly ball out, it doesn't matter.
It's spinning correctly because she's getting a lot of fly ball outs.
Here's Hayden Brown. She popped up to the first baseman last time. There's a strike in the upper part of the zone that levels the count.
She doesn't quite have that Brittany Sneed tight spin that I could hear the laces. It was so tight.
Brown lays off that elevated pitch. Look at that.
Look at Timmons.
Look at Timmons. That stare would take down a sparrow. Brown waves and can't find it. You don't see pitchers stare down an umpire all that often like that. Here's the 2-2. Upstairs. 2 outs, and that will give an opportunity for Rudity to take off on a 3-2 count. Allie Newland is on deck. A knock to left field. That's down in the corner as Brown extends the inning with a solid line drive into the left field corner. Hayden Brown delivers. And the Tigers push Rudity to second base on the single by Brown. Brown got a pitch he could handle and knew what to do with it. And the Tigers have 2 on with 1 in on the home run by Sinceri and 2 out.
The discussion is who they want to pinch run.
So Brown, after delivering a 2-out single to left field,
Look,
will move over back to the dugout. She gets congrats. One of the most popular
did you
players
see that?
on this Tiger
she just
team.
was like,
It's like a queen waving to the admiring crowd.
I'm back in the dugout. I did my job.
And at the plate for your Mighty Tigers, left fielder number 44, Allie Newland.
Madeline Gillio is the pinch runner at first base. So Gillio replaces Brown. And Newland has an opportunity to tie the game with a base hit. She's hitting .250 with runners in scoring position. 2-1.
It's her second time tonight in an RBI situation, isn't it?
Well, she led off the third.
Nope.
And was rolled out to the first baseman. A knock hit deep to center field, but it does not get over the head of Macy Johnson, who backpedaled in a hurry. Newland hit it well, but Macy Johnson was able to catch up with it. Shelby Sinceri hit one where nobody could catch up with it. A line drive over the left field wall on a hanging changeup that cuts the lead in half. Drake 2, LSU 1. I like it. 2 runs, 3 hits for Drake. The Bulldogs holding on to a 1-run lead. The Tigers have 5 hits, but only 1 run, and that coming on a solo homer by Shelby Sinceri in the 4th. We go to the 5th. Drake up by 1. Macy Johnson will bat first. She's at the top of the order. She has pulled a ground ball to the first baseman and reached on Taylor Pleasance's error, and she scored in that third inning. Sunseri returns to the circle, and the first pitch is low and outside. That's bunted foul. One run, 5 hits for LSU, a pair of runs on just 3 hits for Drake. Drake did not get a base runner for the first time in the 4th inning. Sunseri has retired 4 consecutive batters following an RBI double by Rice. Johnson committed on the bunt attempt. The count is level at 2. Sunseri will have to hurry, and she does. She transfers from glove to throwing hand very swiftly and then really unleashes.
I was about to say maybe faster than anybody in the infield. It's like Tammy Ray over there with that quick release. Look at that.
And that was necessary to get a swift runner.
Doesn't waste any steps. Doesn't take any steps.
Here's Libby Ryan, the shortstop, who's 1 for 4. Or excuse me, 1 for 2. Coffey picks it up, comes up throwing, quickly 2 outs.
Quick inning so far.
And 6 in a row retired for Sunseri. Here's Voltman, who has an RBI single. 2 in the 3rd for Drake. The Bulldogs got some help from an error, and the Tigers came back on a home run in the 4th inning by Sunseri. Pleasance waits for the hop. She throws with some gusto. It took only 6 pitches for Sunseri to get her team back to the dugout. 3 ground ball outs in the 5th, and we move on. Drake 2, LSU 1 on the SEC ESPN network.
I don't know about pre-me, pre-my regime. I'm trying to think. So
I think we've had some folks on the LSU staff do some research on that.
Never had one.
They are confirming that Rudity is the first player from North Carolina to play softball at LSU.
We had a player whose parents ended up moving to North Carolina while she was still playing here, but she wasn't from North Carolina.
Coffey's hitting streak is extended as she rips one into left field. Coffey with her first base hit of the day. She's hit safely in 13 straight games, and it did not take long for that ball to be propelled into left field on a line.
She is dynamite.
She has more base hits than any other Tiger. And here's Briggs. Spinnerbait has an infield hit and a double. And she has not failed to reach base in any game this year. Briggs has a couple of sacrifices this year. She leads the team, but I don't think she's going to be bunting here a bit.
No, and the great thing about this 1-2, it would be awfully hard to double them up unless it was a line drive.
She does bunt it, and she beats it out. That ball only rolled 5 feet up the third base line. It was picked up immediately by Laura, but Laura wisely put it in her pocket, did not risk a throw. Briggs had that ball beaten. Look at this.
I think Briggs
that is no more than 5 feet from the plate. Briggs rips her way down to first base.
She may be the best bunter that I've seen in the Beth Tarina era. I really think so.
So the Tigers have 2 aboard. Coffey at second base, Briggs on first. 2 very swift and wise base runners aboard.
So valuable with that bat.
Taylor Pleasance at the plate. She has rolled to the second baseman. She has flied to right. Coffey and Briggs have base hits. The Tigers have 7 on the night. That ball had a lot of spin. As soon as it got to the dirt, it immediately took a left turn.
I thought it was another base hit, and who saw that coming? Must have all the hitting coaches out there feigning.
Taylor Pleasance comes back to the plate. The count is in the pitcher's favor. 2 strikes on Pleasance. Pleasance is a big target at the plate, but she has very good bat control to spoil pitches and make sure she doesn't offer at many bad pitches. This one is popped up.
There's that rise ball again.
That is the 9th fly ball out. Koenig makes the play in foul ground. So Pleasance does not move the base runners. There's the first out, and here's Georgia Clark, who has flied to left and fouled out to the catcher.
Now you live and die by that pitch. It's getting a lot of fly ball outs, but only takes one mistake to go over the fence.
14 driven in for Clark.
That's the one pitch that just will go out of the park in a hurry.
4 homers for Georgia. She's one of those 7 Texans on the roster.
Kind of been a fixture since her sophomore year in the lineup.
Clark smashes it over third. It's foul.
Just foul. Just foul.
A loud foul for Clark.
That ball was a laser.
The 2-1. Upstairs, Clark showing some nice patience to stay off that pitch.
And once again, you hear her saying no right at the last second, and so she's not swinging. I don't know if we can hear her again.
It's a hitter's count. I'm not so sure that Timmons didn't bring that pitch back a little bit from the previous velocity. A real battle here. 2 on in a 1-run game. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Popped up. Koenig in foul ground has handled 2 consecutive pop-ups with 2 Tigers aboard.
Pitcher, number 27.
That's 11 fly ball outs. Well, Timmons has done a great job of getting Pleasance and getting Clark with 2 on and nobody out, and now she's got to take care of Sunseri, who homered last time. Let's go back and look at this swing by Shelby Sunseri. She got that off-speed pitch right down the middle of the plate and drove it on a line into left field.
I don't think she's going to see another changeup. You?
No, I don't think so. The 1-0. Belted, but pulled foul, and it comes down on the warning track in foul ground. All right, let's go back and look at the home run by Shelby Sunseri.
So, yeah, she just kind of, here you go. Timmons has been very good except for that pitch.
She's allowed 7 hits. She's not hurt herself with walks. She's only issued 1 pass.
Be very careful with Sunseri. She walks her, she walks her.
Timmons has been able to make some really big pitches with people on base.
You don't want to let the best hitter on your team beat the other team beat you.
Well, to show you how good Timmons has been while she's in jeopardy, LSU is 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position. They've had runners, but they haven't had runs.
Kind of been LSU's bugaboo for the last 3 or 4 years.
The 2-2 pitch. Rip foul again.
Beth Torino needs to do some hiding lessons over there. If I was still on the field, I'd be in the dugout. Sunseri just keeps pulling that ball more foul.
Coffey singled. Briggs bunted her way aboard. They are still at second and first. Off speed and lofted into left field. The center fielder comes over and takes control. Macy Johnson grabs it. 12 fly ball outs, and 3 of them in a row with runners at second and first and nobody out. So the Tigers leave a pair of base runners. We move on. It's still 2-1. Drake holding on to the... It's still a 1-run game. Drake holding on 2-1 over LSU. We go to the top of the 6th inning. Both teams have 6 outs with which to work. And let's look at this pitcher comparison. Both pitchers are getting it done, but in much different ways.
Well, Timmons is the rise ball pitcher. She's got 12 fly ball outs. Sunseri is a down ball pitcher. She's got those 6 ground outs, 6 Ks. Timmons doesn't have those Ks, but she's still being very effective.
And LSU got Coffey and Briggs aboard, second and first, with nobody out in the 5th, and they could not move the runners.
With their big hitters coming up, and you know, with the rise ball, you either get the strikeout, the fly ball, or over the fence.
Laura, Rice, and Koenig are scheduled to hit. This may be playable. Newland and Pleasance come over, and nobody can get it. The range of Pleasance at shortstop is extraordinary.
Yeah, I didn't think anybody was going to get to this ball.
She actually gets a glove on it, and it looked like she started closing the glove before the ball actually got into the pocket. I think if that glove would have been fully open, she might have snared that.
She played it perfectly. She slid. Did she hit her, or was that ball?
Yeah, that was a nipper. So a leadoff base runner.
Pinch runner.
That's only the second leadoff base runner for Drake.
Your attention, please. Pinch runner at first base for Drake, number 25.
Skylar Rigby will pinch run.
Now batting for Drake, left fielder, number 32, Michaela Rice.
Here's Rice, who has struck out and also has a clutch 2-out RBI double, and that base hit is the difference in the game right now. Ball one. Rice was tardy with the swing.
Sunseri just so good with that drop ball, can throw it in and out.
Six strikeouts for Sunseri, only one base on balls. Drake only has 3 hits, but it does have a 2-1 lead.
The difference is they getting hits with runners in scoring positions.
LSU's infield gets one on a 4-6 put out. Peterson to Pleasance on the force at second.
Once again, nicely played by Peterson. Turns it quickly.
Third baseman, number 34.
Feels just too short to turn that double with a runner that has any kind of speed.
Gary Koenig has struck out twice. Runner on the move. Throw down is a good one, but late. I'm not so sure she didn't leave early.
Yep, she did.
Yeah, I when I looked up, it looked like she was a step and a half all the way off the bag before the ball was delivered.
We've had like 3 or 4 already in our games. Got to do the same lead every time, so Blue thinks that it's the same.
Rice left prematurely. That's a foul ball.
Nice pickup over there by Clark.
Quite clear that there was a step and a half already in the book, so to speak, before the ball was released.
And I mean, she was safe, but it was kind of close, so. And she got a big lead.
Rice had stolen 6 bases in 7 tries.
Almost like a baseball lead right there.
One ball, 2 strikes to Koenig. Sunseri is trying to get her team back to the dugout. Drake leads LSU 2-1. By the way, Yvette, I know you were watching that or keeping up with the results of that Oklahoma-Tennessee game. It was back and forth. Tennessee had a lead in much of the game, but I understand Oklahoma in a high-scoring game came back to win.
They did. That offense is just incredible for Oklahoma.
Peterson makes the play at second base. Only 3 come to the plate. There was a base runner. We move on. It's getting late. Drake 2, LSU 1 in the.
The Tigers half of the 6th inning.
Mackenzie Rudity will lead it off for the LSU Tigers. Rudity, the opening batter for the Tigers here. She has doubled, she has walked, and LSU needs base runners in the bottom of the 6th inning, trailing the Drake Bulldogs 2-1. Rudity hacks that one foul.
And the senior Nicole Timmons has done a masterful job with basically one pitch.
2 in the third for Drake, 1 in the fourth for LSU. Both Drake runs are unearned. Nicole Timmons has been able to spin that riser with a couple of speeds.
Tried a few change-ups. There's a change-up right there. She really slows her arm down. You can see that change-up.
Can the Tigers string a couple of base hits together? They've had opportunities. They had a runner at second in the first inning. They had a runner at second in the second inning. They had a runner at second in the third inning. They had runners at first and second with nobody outs in the fifth inning. There's a strike.
I say she's only got one pitch. I don't know if that's a low rise or a screwball, but that's a really good pitch on the outside corner.
3-2 to Rudity. Up it goes, deep to left center field, but it is in the ballpark and caught near the warning track by Macy Johnson, the center fielder. Tiger fans got excited. That ball sounded good coming off the bat, but it was caught where the grass and dirt meet by the center fielder. Here's Morgan Cummins, who has flied to left and popped up to the third baseman. That is fly ball out number 13.
They're just below that rise ball. They're trying to get above it, but it's not happening.
There is not a play. That ball descends into the to the bullpen. 13 fly ball outs off the bats of the Tigers. You mentioned it earlier that if Timmons is on her game, there will be a lot of them. Well, there certainly have been.
Look at the got an extreme shift to the left side of the outfield.
Extreme is certainly the accurate word for it. Look at the gap between Johnson in center field and Beitzinger in right.
Timmons makes a mistake over the plate, or of course if she makes it over the plate, it's probably going over the fence.
Oh, and 2. Cummins waits and lays off the rise ball. Drama in the late innings as Drake is trying for the upset and leading 2-1. The runs were unearned in the third. Voltman squeezes another fly ball out. Let's take a look at Hayden Brown here coming to the plate. She has a very unusual ritual. We have seen her bend down and get some dirt and then put it in the crook of her elbow. Let's see if she does it on this time. You know, in addition to all the fly, there she goes, got the dirt in her left hand.
Puts it
She'll
in.
put a little bit of it in the crook of her right elbow, and she'll hold it there. I guess that's her reminder to keep that elbow up and tight.
Not to let it cast. Yeah, she's pinching that thing tight, not letting it fall out. She's not getting another one.
She lifts this one to left field. Coming on quickly is the left fielder, and Michaela Rice grabs it. 3 more fly ball outs for the Tigers, who go 3 up, 3 down quickly in the 6th. The 7th inning is straight ahead. It's 2-1. Welcome back to Baton Rouge, everyone. The 7th inning is straight ahead. LSU has out-hit Drake 7-3, but Drake leads the Tigers 2-1 through the clever pitching of Nicole Timmons, who has induced 15 fly ball outs.
So far, she is spinning it to win it.
So we'll see what happens here in the 7th. The Tigers will have 9, 1, and 2 in the order in the bottom of the inning. And Heidi Wheeler is going to swing a bat for Drake, replacing Arias. So it's Wheeler getting her first at bat in this game. Arias was 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Sinceri has walked only 1. She has fanned 6. She has pitched very well.
She has.
Both runs were unearned. In the 3rd inning, it all started with an error on Pleasance, and then a 1-out RBI single by Boltman, and make it a 2-out RBI double by Rice. 2 runs, 3 hits for Drake. 1 run, 7 hits for the Tigers, who have left a passel of base runners aboard.
Put such a burden in the circle on the Tigers.
Wheeler has been to the plate 3 times in the tournament without a base hit. Sinceri records strikeout number 7.
See this good drop ball again that, is not a strike. It's when a pitcher's really dealing, when you can get the hitters to swing at pitches that are not strikes.
Aubrey Beitzinger is 0 for 1. She has walked and struck out. Beitzinger falls behind 2 strikes. The outfield plays her as an opposite field hitter. Lehman is on deck. I think she committed, but the third base umpire does not indicate that.
It was not a foul ball or just a ball in the dirt? Let's see.
That ball's in the dirt, and she did not commit. The 1-2 pitch to Beitzinger. That time she did. 8 strikeouts for Sinceri. Just no way to catch up with that pitch. It was off the end of the bat.
Beauty.
Haley Lehman now is 0 for 2, a couple of ground outs. The outfield does not move, playing Lehman as an opposite field hitter as well. Strike 1.
Just the angle of that pitch.
LSU trailing 2-1. This would be a huge win for the Drake Bulldogs. Drake has carried a lead into the 7th inning in this tournament, losing an earlier game 3-2, giving up a pair of runs in the bottom of the 7th inning. And that's what the Tigers will be trying to do.
Tigers have 9, 1, and 2 coming up, though, and 1 and 2 have been dynamite.
One ball, 2 strikes, and Sinceri continues to work in front of hitters. Just a little bit wide of the plate.
I can tell you that if the Tigers were to come back and win this game, Timmons has pitched a whale of a game.
She really has.
Got that super spinny rise that just has befuddled the Tigers into a ton of pop-ups.
The 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Sunseri strikes out the side in the 7th. That's her 9th strikeout, but LSU finds itself down by 1. Coming up, it's Newland, it's Coffey, it's Briggs, 9, 1, and 2 for the Tigers. Is that enough? We'll find out in a moment. Drake 2, LSU 1. The bottom of the 7th coming your way right now on the SEC ESPN network. That young lady, Nicole Timmons, has walked only 1. She has struck out none, but she has induced 15 fly ball outs. Newland, Coffey, and Briggs here in the 7th. Newland has rolled to the first baseman and fly to center field. Timmons rocks and fires. And there's a strike. LSU players are hoping Timmons throws a sweet potato or two to see if they can get back into this game. The 0-1 pitch.
Same spot.
Drops in there for a called second strike.
She is hitting her location.
Only 1 walk, and that came to Rudity back in the 4th inning. Timmons throws that one, a changeup, and it's banged deep off the right field wall on a hop. And hustling into second base with her 3rd double of the season is Allie Newland. Newland fell behind and then got that changeup in the fat part of the wheelhouse and ripped it.
I'm not sure why they're throwing that changeup, but Newland took complete advantage of that pitch.
And it was elevated as well a bit.
Now the Tigers have life, and they've got 1 and 2 coming up. Their most consistent hitters.
LSU got the first 2 batters on in the 5th inning, and they did not move from 1st and 2nd. Here is Coffey. She bunts it.
Was coming.
Out at first base. The tying run moves to 3rd. So Coffey with a sacrifice bunt for Briggs.
Oh my gosh, Kilponen has her jersey on backwards in the dugout. There she is.
That's one of those superstitions, 7th inning, let's find our way to get a run. That's one of those things that
tell you what,
I've always found it entertaining in the dugout.
Absolutely. If there's anybody you want up at the plate in this situation, it would be Briggs. If I'm the coach standing over there at 3rd base.
She's had 3 hits today. She's had 1 chance to score a runner from 3rd base this year, and she was successful.
And this is where a fly ball would be very advantageous for LSU. They've hit them all night long.
The infield is pursed a bit toward the plate. That infield will retreat, but not at normal depth. Maybe a step and a half closer to the plate. There you see it. Briggs has a 1st inning base hit, a 3rd inning double, and a 5th inning bunt for a base hit.
That's going to score a run, I believe.
It drops in foul ground, and Michaela Rice let that ball hit the ground.
Good job. That's the time when you do not catch the ball.
Rice was lining it up. She was prepared to catch it, and then she made sure it was in foul ground, and now she backs away.
Only thing in that situation is the next pitch could be a base hit, and
there was no way Newland would not have scored from 3rd.
Yeah, you got to play the odds.
The 1-2 pitch. way upstairs.
Only thing I was, if you had a strikeout pitcher,
Right.
that sure would be in Drake's advantage here.
But there's no question Newland would have scored from third on that.
Yeah, she runs too well.
So you take the known for the unknown, at least at the
Exactly.
moment. 2-2 pitch, hit sharply
Looky
to the
here.
second baseman, out at first. What a pickup by Lehman. That ball was rocketed on a difficult bounce. And Lehman turns it into an out, and there was no chance for Newland to move from third.
And Briggs hit it as well as you can hit it. In fact, she hit it too hard.
So it gets down to Taylor Pleasance, who is 0 for 3. 2 outs. Drake is an out away from upsetting LSU. But Taylor Pleasance is the barricade.
Ooh.
Laura had to leave her feet and somehow got up way above her head to make that stab.
Look at Blue. He lost. He's trying to make sure he gets out of the way. He doesn't want to be involved in this play. Oh, she knocked it off. That's why. And she just might have saved the...
2-0 to Pleasance. Now first base is unoccupied. Georgia Clark is on deck. The outfield has shifted way to the other side for Pleasance. There is a big gap in center and right center field. Here's the 2-0. A strike on the outside edge. Pleasance with that patient at bat. She does not have to swing on a strike that she feels like she might not be able to drive for a base hit.
No, but if you're Drake, you got to keep the ball right where that last pitch was.
Easier said than done.
Yeah,
Here's
exactly,
the 2-1 pitch.
Exactly, and that's what she did.
And this will curl
Foul.
into the bullpen, foul and out of play.
She's got to come back with that same pitch, and Pleasance just has to stay long on that ball.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The tying run at third. Bottom of the 7th. Drake 2, LSU 1. Drama here in the nightcap. The final game of day 2 of the Purple and Gold Classic. Pleasance stays off of that pitch. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Ripped to center field. Nobody's there to catch it. It bounces against the wall on a hop. Pleasance on her way to second. Taylor Pleasance with her second double of the season, and this one ties the game as she smashed it. 1 hop against the center field wall. That's exactly where the center fielder was not.
Let's see where I can't really tell from that angle where that pitch was supposed to be. I would have just tried to stay 2 balls off.
So Taylor Pleasance with a critical swing in the bottom of the 7th ties the game. A leadoff double by Newland, a 2-out RBI double by Pleasance, and we are new at 2. KK Madry will run at second base.
On second base, for the LSU Tigers, A.K. Madry. Now batting for LSU, first baseman, number 25, Georgia Clark.
Pleasance is coming off an inning in which she struck out 3 batters. The last base hit in this game was by Rice in the 3rd for Drake. That's how good Shelby Sinceri has been since that time.
Got a lot of things working, including getting the Drake hitters to swing at balls in the dirt that are not strikes.
She has thrown 4 1/3 innings of no-hit baseball since a 2-out RBI double by Rice in the 3rd. Macy Johnson will be followed by Libby Ryan and Emily Voltman. The 1-2 pitch, knocked on the ground to the right side, scooped and thrown the same motion by Peterson. The out is made against the swift Macy Johnson.
Once again, nice play from the freshman on the right side.
Libby Ryan comes to the plate. She is 1 for 3. That single came in the 1st. She popped up in the 3rd and grounded out to Coffey back in the 5th inning. Strike 1. Sinceri pounds the mitt on the inside part of the plate. That's lifted out of the strike zone. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 runs, 3 hits for Drake. 2 runs, 9 hits for the Tigers. The only error committed tonight was a costly one, which opened the opportunity for Drake to score a couple of unearned runs in the 3rd.
Yeah, when you look at that line score, you wouldn't think that the score would be tied up at 2. But that timely hit really eluding LSU, just stranding base runners. They tied it up when they needed to in the bottom of the 7th.
The 1-2 pitch burns the outside edge.
They have no answer for Shelby Sinceri since the 2nd inning. She's just gotten stronger.
That matches her career high in strikeouts with 10. She has struck out 4 of the last 5 batters. Voltman comes to the plate with 2 outs.
This is the vintage Sinceri that we've been expecting.
And only 1 walk. That's off the plate a little bit. Voltman has an RBI single. She's 1 for 3. There's the edge burner. The count is level, 2 outs, nobody on base. The outfield deep and straight away for Voltman. The infield is back. Voltman lays off the high pitch.
Got to figure advantage LSU now, getting it to extra innings.
This is the first extra inning game for both teams this year.
Since Sinceri has really shut them down.
Another one on the edge, on the outer part. Eighth inning softball coming your way. 2 outs, nobody on base. Drake batting in the top of the 8th. Voltman spoiled it. Tiger Park, the site of the action in Baton Rouge. Thanks for watching it wherever you may be enjoying college softball worldwide. The 2-2 pitch. just a little bit downstairs.
Those that have stayed have got their money's worth. Edge of the seat ball game now.
Well said.
Ooh, nice play, Coffee.
Coffee went to her left, scooped it up, and made the play. A 3-up, 3-down inning. And we move to the bottom of the 8th. The run will win it for the Tigers. We are locked at 2. Back to play we go in the bottom of the 8th inning in Baton Rouge. Drake and LSU in a dandy. It has been an impressive performance in the circle for LSU's Shelby Sinceri, and the same for Nicole Timmons, but they have gone in different directions in their effectiveness. Timmons has struck out only 1. She's allowed 9 hits, but when she's needed to be stingy, she has been very stingy.
Rise ball working. She's got that super spinny rise ball that the Tigers have just continually popped up.
15 fly ball outs off the bats of the Tigers in this game. Sinceri, Rudity, and Cummins for the Tigers. One will win it.
She can win it with one swing, her own ball game.
That pitch is upstairs. You've talked about it all game, Yvette. This riser, which has baffled LSU hitters for the most part, is not a super speedy one, but it does have movement, and she's been able to move it around in the strike zone. That's a good example of it. It's not a pitch she's able to get by the Tiger hitters with a lot of strikeouts, but it has done the job in inducing fly ball outs. And that's just not with 1 or 2 players. That's up and down the whole lineup.
Absolutely, and the 2 pitches that were tattooed were her changeups.
Sinceri homered in the 4th to help her own cause. 1-1 pitch. There's the off speed. It drops in for a strike. Sinceri retreats from the right-handed batter's box and now reassumes the hitting position. 1-2. The pitch coming from Nicole Timmons. Hit high, hit deep. Will it stay fair? The answer is no.
It's been a lot of foul ball home runs tonight.
That's the second one that she has knocked out of the yard, but foul.
I guess there's no such thing as a foul ball home run, right?
We know what you meant.
I got you. Maybe in the backyard somewhere.
The 1-2 pitch. Upstairs, Sinceri flinched as though she might want to swing, but then she held. A run will win it in the 8th for the Tigers. LSU has had to battle back from a 2-0 deficit, scoring 1 in the 4th and 1 in the 7th to gain the tie. The outfield very deep and pulled over to the left side for Shelby Sinceri. The infield is deep as well. 3-2 pitch. Ripped foul past third. Sinceri is battling.
Pitchers dueling each other.
She's talking with the umpire, I think, saying, was that a strike?
132 pitches for Timmons tonight.
Bring them on. This has been an artful and gutty performance by Nicole Timmons. Two runs, 3 hits for Drake. 2 runs, 9 hits for LSU. Bottom of the 8th inning coming your way from Baton Rouge. Sinceri the leadoff hitter. Rudity and Cummins will follow. 3-2. Popped up. Number 16. And Sinceri is retired after a battle. Well, that's what Timmons has done all night long.
All night long.
16 fly ball outs. Mackenzie Rudity has had a big part in this game. She doubled in the second. She walked in the fourth. In both instances, she was left at second base. She flied to center field in the sixth. Strike one from Nicole Timmons. Cummins is on deck. Rudity has 1 home run this year. She's driven in 8. Two and one. Rudity hits this one high and deep, but it stays in the ballpark, and it's caught in foul ground by Rice, and that is number 17 in the fly ball out department.
Look at this rally glove.
Catcher, number 26.
I think you could pick up a couple of stations on that.
Kilponen with her jersey on backwards, her cap on backwards.
Here's Morgan Cummins, who's 0 for 3. She's got home run power. Ball one upstairs. 2 outs in the 8th. The outfield is deep and playing Cummins as a pull hitter. She smacks it foul past third. This Drake lineup has played errorless softball through almost 8 innings.
She's moving that rise around though. She's got that low rise ball that is on the outside corner or inside to the righties. Changeup is not a great pitch for her. She'll show it. She'll show it.
Well, you're right. Both times that she was hurt,
If she had that
LSU
pitch.
had the home run by Sinceri on an off-speed pitch, and the double by Pleasance in the 7th with tied it was also an off-speed pitch. There's a strike. It levels the count at 2. Wind is blowing in right now. Not with a lot of breeze, but in toward the plate. The 2-2 pitch. You know, that rise ball gets to the plate and almost looks like a top. You know, when you spin it down and it sits there and spins at the lowest point before it rises. That's kind of the way that ball looks sometimes. It just gets up to the plate and hovers.
Yeah, it doesn't explode. If it exploded, she'd have 15 Ks probably.
The 2-2, way out of the zone. 3 balls, 2 strikes. LSU could use a base runner. 2 outs. Hayden Brown is on deck. She's 1 for 3. We are up to 145 pitches.
What a battle for this young lady. And she had the game almost won there with 2 outs.
But it was Taylor Pleasance who one-hopped the center field wall with a line drive base hit and drove in the 2nd run in the 7th inning.
There was that changeup again that just She just can't find that pitch. But you know, my hat, of course, Taylor Pleasance came up with the big blow, but Allie Newland leading off that 7th inning with that double was clutch.
Indeed. That was the enabler.
Well, you just knew once the Tigers got the leadoff runner on, they were going to score.
That's only the second walk from Timmons. And we will probably have a pinch hitter, or excuse me, a pinch runner, with Hayden Brown at the plate. Carrington Hushmanzada will be the pinch runner.
And at the plate for your fighting Tigers, designated player, number 24, Hayden Brown.
Well, let's see if Hayden Brown can make a name for herself here. She has not played much. She's 1 for 3 today. She hit the ball very solidly back in the 4th inning and lined a base hit to left field. She also has popped up to the first baseman and flied to left.
She hadn't put the dirt in the crook of her elbow yet. Not doing it this time. Worked the first time, didn't work the second time. Doing away with that.
Hushmanzada does not run, but Hayden Brown delivers a liner which split Koenig and Ryan on the left side, and Hayden Brown is 2 for 4 today. Some production in the 8-hole for the Tigers.
And she's saying, let's go, what's so hard? Bet she don't put dirt in the crook of her elbow anymore.
10 hits for the Tigers. Hayden Brown did her job. She did it twice tonight. Her Tiger teammates applaud Hayden Brown. We'll have a pinch runner at first base.
The other, is that the other Hushmanzada?
We've got 2 Hushmanzadas on the base paths right now. This is Kennedy Hushmanzada.
And at the plate for your fighting Tigers, left fielder, number 44, Allie Newland.
The little heroine of the 7th inning.
Allie Newland had a leadoff double in the 7th and scored on a 2-out double by Pleasance. Newland lifts it into left center field. The center fielder scoots to her right, and it is squeezed by Macy Johnson, and that is fly ball out number 18 in this game. More softball comes your way in extra innings. It's Drake 2, LSU 2. 2 apiece. The Tigers have 10 hits. Drake has only 3. And none in a while. Let's revisit the out distribution by the 2 starting pitchers who have been very good in different ways.
Look at the 10 Ks by Sinceri, but the drop ball pitcher getting 10 ground ball outs. And Timmons, the super spinny rise ball girl, 18 fly balls. But more important, 18 fly balls that stay in the park.
Only 1 strikeout. Here's Lara. Been hit by a pitch twice. A little lob down to Pleasance. She dives and gets it before it hits the dirt. Pleasance held that left arm out.
Talk about a dying quail here, huh?
Pleasance got it.
Those long strides.
Here's Rice. Rice back in the 3rd inning had a big RBI double with 2 outs. That's the last base hit that Drake has had.
And you're thinking, how are we in the 9th inning? We have 10 hits. They haven't gotten a base hit since
the 3rd.
Since last year.
Mm-hmm.
Happens. I was involved in a 21-inning game one time, and it was the first game of the doubleheader.
Sunseri records her 11th strikeout. That's the most she's ever had in a game.
Drop ball that works its magic. Doesn't really drop that much, but doesn't matter. Got that K.
And a quick strike to Koenig. Nine in a row have been retired by Sunseri. Make it 10. A 3-up, 3-down inning for the third consecutive time. Can the Tigers get a run to win it? We'll find out when LSU comes to the plate in the 9th. Look at that line score. A lot of ciphers on the board. Drake with a pair in the 3rd. They were unearned. LSU fought back with one in the 4th, and in a must-run situation, got one in the bottom of the 7th to extend the game. We are tied at 2, and the Tigers are batting in the bottom of the 9th. It's the top of the order.
Looks like we don't have an international tiebreaker rule in this tournament, so I'm going to play it straight up. Were you saying that baseball could elect to do that? Did I
in
hear that
non-conference
right?
games, if both coaches
Wow.
agree. Coffey delivers with her 2nd hit of the game. She liked the first pitch she saw, runs up on it, and strokes it cleanly into center field. Coffey has been really good when she leads off an inning. She's done it 24 times this year, Yvette, and she has reached base 12 times. So half the time when she leads off an inning, she gets aboard.
Well, you would think the Tigers would do it here. They've got 1, 2, 3 and up, and they've been very productive.
Let's see if Briggs
Bunts.
tries to bunt. That's foul.
With a rise ball pitcher, if she can get Briggs to pop up, that's her goal. Timmons her goal is not to allow that bunt to be put down.
Briggs has 3 hits. The bunt is down. There's only one play. It's to first base. And the second baseman was covering and had to stretch to get it. Coffey, who has a 13-game hitting streak, moves up to second base.
You just gotta love this 1-2 punch for the Tigers. They just get it done.
Shortstop, number 17, Taylor Pleasance.
So Taylor Pleasance, whose RBI double in the 7th inning tied the game, has a chance to win it in the 9th.
Still the
Coffey would score on just about any kind of a base hit. Ball 1. Georgia Clark is on deck. Here's the 1-0 pitch. It's pulled on the ground to the second baseman. A momentary bobble, a recovery, and the out made.
hard hit ball, but the shortest throw on the infield.
Lehman to Boltman for the out.
You can bobble it and still throw somebody out.
Coffey at third with 2 gone.
And Kilponen with her cleat next to her ear like she's calling somebody.
So all kind of bizarre things are happening in that dugout.
It's a long
Trying to
night.
get some superstition to work.
Anything that works. Just don't bring out that dang horse head anymore.
Georgia Clark is 0 for 4. She's got another opportunity
Who's she
for the
calling?
second straight night for a walk-off base hit. She's calling Mrs. Victory.
She's having a conversation with her for sure.
The 1-0 pitch.
Oh,
There's
my
the
goodness.
off-speed, popped up, and the catcher got it. That ball was snared before it hit the net. That is the 19th fly ball out. Georgia Clark fouls out for the third time in this game. And a heck of a play by Alexia Lara. We move on. The 10th inning is coming your way. Don't go anywhere. Two runs, 3 hits for Drake. The last time Drake had a base hit was with 2 outs in the 3rd inning. The Tigers, 11 hits, but only a couple of them have been timely. And we've got ourselves a whale of a softball game. Drake and LSU.
And both of these teams will talk about this game for years to come.
This is the 10th inning.
Remember that time in Baton Rouge.
Then we had to get up early and play at 9 o'clock the next day.
Gotta love it. Softball. Just marathon it at the very beginning. What other sport would do that to themselves?
Shelby Sunseri has been nothing short of sensational. 1 walk, 11 strikeouts. That's a career high.
I like that. Sensational Shelby Sunseri.
Only 3 hits allowed. None since the 3rd inning. And she has retired 10 in a row. Make it 11. Coffey with a very nice play on a ball spinning in the dirt.
I thought that was going to be a base hit there. Coffey jumped on that like a rat on a Cheeto, Lynn.
You're learning.
Or a Cajun on the last link of Boudin.
Danica must have heard you. She's laughing down there. Paige Bedsworth will be the pinch hitter for Beitzinger, who was 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts and a walk.
Number 22, Paige Bedsworth.
We could see Beitzinger returning to right field. She does a good job out there.
As you said, they've played phenomenal defense.
Not a bobble for Drake.
Of course, a lot of them were can of corn fly balls.
We are in the 10th.
We're past the gloaming.
Yeah.
Whatever the heck that is.
Two gone.
I think Shelby might be good at darts.
I agree. Sunseri gobbled it up. Made the quick overhand toss. And Addie Leitner will grab a bat and hit for the first time. She's batting for Lehman, who was 0 for 3 with a couple of groundouts and a strikeout. Addie Leitner. This is the number 9 hitter in the order. Sunseri is looking to finish her 4th consecutive 3-up, 3-down inning. And if she does it, she will have retired 13 in a row. That last pitch still had some giddy up at 66 miles an hour.
And she's thrown 128 pitches. Been a little bit more efficient. Of course, she's only given up three hits.
And just 1 walk and 11 strikeouts. That's a career high. Coffee bobbled it, picks it up, throws. The stretch by Clark is good enough. Another 3 up, 3 down inning, 3 ground ball outs. It did not take Sunseri long to get her team back to the dugout. We go to the bottom of the 10th inning in Baton Rouge. Drake 2, LSU 2. That game summary explains it all. 2 runs, 3 hits for Drake. 2 runs, 11 hits for the Tigers. Timmons working in the bottom of the 10th inning now through 9 innings. Has allowed 11 hits, but she has scattered them. The Tigers have not been able to string too many of them together. 2 unearned runs for Drake. Meanwhile, Shelby Sunseri has been sensational with a career-high 11 strikeouts, only 3 hits allowed, and she has thrown 4 consecutive perfect innings. And on we go to the bottom of the 10th inning. Yvette Gerard, Lynn Rollins with you, and we are very pleased that you have chosen to stay with us tonight, or maybe just joining us. This has been a heck of a ball game. Sunseri takes ball 1.
Let's see how many pitches.
Sunseri hit this ball out of the yard in the 4th inning. Got a changeup and recognized it. It was right belt high over the middle of the plate. And the next thing anybody knew, that ball was in the left field bleachers.
158 pitches right now for the senior from Drake. She must feel like she's in travel ball right now, pitching it all day long.
Shelby Sunseri will be followed by Mackenzie Rudity and Morgan Cummins. Three and 1. LSU would love to get a leadoff base runner. This is high. This is deep. You can pucker up and kiss that baby goodbye. Shelby Sunseri homers for the 2nd time and takes care of business herself. She wins it in the circle. She wins it with a bat in her hand, and we have had a dramatic ending. A leadoff home run in the bottom of the 10th inning. Shelby Sunseri cranks her 7th of the season. That leads the Tigers. This one is a walk-off.
She won her own ball game. She tied it up. You know, what can you say? She was dynamite all night long in the circle, but tough luck for the pitcher from Drake. She was phenomenal all night long. You talk about a two-way player. In the circle, she was sensational. At the plate, she hammered 2 home runs, and the Tigers finally overtake Drake. Shelby Sunseri said, I'm going to just take this into my own hands. No stride. She's just so powerful. A thigh-high pitch down the middle of the plate, and this one is just out of the reach of the leaping Macy Johnson in center field. And she knows she's pumping her fists as soon as she can walk 2 steps out of that batter's box. So the Tigers win in dramatic fashion in the bottom of the 10th inning. 3-2 the final as Sunseri homers twice. That wraps it up for tonight. LSU will be in action twice tomorrow. First game at 11:30 and the second game against Stephen F. Austin following the LSU-Purdue game. And we will have them both for you. What a night of softball for Yvette Gerard. I'm Lynn Rollins. 3-2 the final. LSU beats Drake in extra innings.